Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well and welcome to our latest Air Forces battle. Today we have the mighty UK Air Force, or the Royal Air Force and Fleet Air Arm versus the German Air Force, or Luftwaffe. Let's start on the macro overview. So today, the 2025 UK Royal Air Force and Fleet Air Arm consists of 102 Eurofighter Typhoons of mixed tranche. Today we're doing a 50% representation because obviously there's only so much we can simulate, so they'll be simulated by 51 Typhoons. Our Fleet Air Arm currently consists of 38 battle-worthy F-35Bs, and today we're using 19 of them. So, to be honest, a very underwhelming 140 fighters. The German Air Force, or the Luftwaffe, currently have 143 Eurofighters of mixed tranche, represented today by 71. They also rely on Tornadoes, two types, total 89 in combat service, represented obviously by 44. The two types are 68 IDS, or Interdiction Deep Strike, basically ground attackers, and 21 ECR, Electronic Combat and Reconnaissance, which is essentially anti-radiation, taking out SAMs. Today we'll be operating over Germany. We've got 300 miles roughly between bases. The Blues are the British today. We'll be operating from Hahn Air Force Base here. And the Germans, all the way up here in the north of Germany, will be operating from Wittstock. It's our standard setup. We take the entire Air Force, divide it by 2 to give 50% representation, and we make them fight. There's a couple of different things I'd like to talk about before we actually get going. First, well, a normal thing, all aircraft today are AI because they're all modern aircraft, so I can't get my humans to fly them, so AI will do that, all set to max skill level. But a couple of different things. The last battle that we did was the French Air Force versus the UK Air Force and Fleet Air Arm, and a couple of comments or complaints I picked up from you guys were that first of all, you want the aircraft to be able to refuel and rearm. You don't like it when they just charge into combat and basically suicide themselves to death, although to be honest, that's actually very useful for me to do, because it clears up some processing power, but you want them to be able to rearm, so that's what we're doing today. Secondly, you want me to limit the premium weaponry. So last time, for instance, we had the entire UK Air Force, and all of them were loaded up with our most premium air-to-air missile, the Meteor missile. But you guys say, hey, there's no way that, well, any of these countries have enough premium missiles to completely load out all of their Air Force, and to be honest, that's a fair point. So we're going to restrict the amount of premium weapons that aircraft can have. Speaking of which, let's go over today's loadout. So we've talked about the types of planes and the amounts of planes. First, F-35 from the UK. It's a B model being played today by an A model with a restricted loadout. Don't worry, it'll make absolutely no difference in terms of performance. You can't see their loadout because they are in complete stealth loadout today, which I figured is what you want, which allows an F-35B a maximum of 4 medium to long range missiles in the stealth bay, of which I've chosen 2 Meteor air-breathing long-range air-to-air missiles, range about 100 miles, and 2 older AIM-120C missiles. So this goes into the idea of restricting the loadout. I'm going to restrict each fighter to a maximum of 2 premium missiles. In this case, it's the Meteor. Because as you said, there is no way an entire Air Force can be completely loaded out with 6 to 8 premium weapons. We do run the older AMRAAMs, the 1990 AMRAAMs. The 1990 AMRAAMs are going to have a range of about 40 to 50 miles. So our 19 F-35Bs will be taking off first because that's how UK figured it's going to do the most damage. And our Eurofighters, again, will have a maximum of 2 Meteors. So you can see 2 Meteors on those stations there. On the outer stations, we have 2 ASRAAMs, which is our close to medium range IR missile. And on the 4 center pylons, fuselage pylons, we have 4 AIM-120C 1990s AMRAAMs, range 40 to 50 miles. And that's it. Actually, quite a small Air Force in terms of numbers. Let's look at the Luftwaffe. They're 140, or how many is it actually? It's today 71 Eurofighters. Essentially the same aircraft as the Typhoon, just going by a different name, although there are some small specification differences today. I'm having to play them in a British loadout. I apologise for that. Because we run so many mods of mods in DCS, I can only afford to run one livery per aircraft because of basic size. So the German Eurofighters today will look British, but I'm sure you will see past that. In terms of loadout, well, of course, Germany's premium weapon is also the Meteor. So they have two 100-mile Meteors. They don't have ASRAAM, instead they have Iris-T, and there you see an Iris-T. Oh wait, if I pause and I zoom in, it's actually a PL-10, and that's because I can't get the Iris-T to work on these jets at the moment, and I only have so much time. But don't worry, the PL-10 is almost identical I can tell you, it is identical in DCS to how it works and how it performs, and it looks very much the same as well. So today, that's an Iris-T. Obviously, they have 1990s AMRAAMs as well, as per real life, so they've got the same loadout apart from their short-range weapons as the British. Another good way, or another good reason for limiting the amount of premium weapons is that in real life, the Eurofighters, like most aircraft across the world, are mixed tranche or mixed block. We've got old ones and we've got new ones. Each have different performances. I can't model all the differences in them, or it would just be too difficult to model every single tranche of every single aircraft. So by limiting the amount of premium weapons, it's a good way of simulating an overall mix of performance differences. And finally, for today, just like Britain, Germany only runs two types of, well, modern fighter aircraft, fighter bomber aircraft, so they have the Tornado still in service. We scratched all of ours many years ago, but Germany still uses them, which is very impressive. Pretty decent plane all round. IDS, bomber basically, and ECR, I guess you call that anti-radiation and jamming. So let's try and find some of those. Today they'll all be played by IDS because there's no difference as far as DCS is concerned between ECS and IDS. Now, we're obviously using them in an air-to-air configuration today, and Tornadoes are very limited in air-to-air. I checked this out thoroughly. They can only carry 2 missiles each. There was, of course, a fighter variant of the Tornado. We called ours the F3 variant. I know because my dad worked on parts of the radar for it, which was awesome. But none are in service now. So the IDS and the ECR can both have 2 air-to-air missiles. They are non-radar guided. They can carry. So much noise going on. This is a great place to be. What's taking off? Eurofighters taking off. Very loud aircraft. They can carry 2 short-range IR missiles only of different types, and the best they can carry from what I can find is the Iris-T, and so we're using the PL-10/Iris-T today. In terms of radars, the IDS and the ECR do not have a dedicated air-to-air radar. That may have a big impact on today. I don't know, because I absolutely haven't tried it. They have an air-to-ground radar. It does kind of have an air-to-air mode that they can use, but with restricted functionality from what I understand. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. In DCS, they do not have an air-to-air radar. They have an air-to-ground radar only. So they'll be essentially using within visual range combat mode. I guess we just got to make a prediction, viewers, which is who's going to win. Well, let's just have a quick think. It's usually just a logical result, isn't it? 143 Eurofighters and 89 Tornadoes. The Tornadoes very, very limited for air-to-air, obviously, as per real life. Against the British, very limited quantities of airframes. 102 Typhoons, so that's 40% less Typhoons. Bearing in mind they're, well, almost identical to their German counterparts. And instead of the 90 Tornadoes, we've got 38 F-35Bs. F-35B being a great plane, but all obviously limited loadout because I wanted them in their full stealth configuration today. I don't really see the point of putting them in a murder loadout today because they'll just be shot at long range. If I did that, I want them to get close. That's my idea of using them today. I really don't know. It's probably going to be the Germans. Think about this logically. It's probably going to be the Germans that win this. In fact, if I think about it, if our 102 Typhoons nullify their 102 Eurofighters, I don't actually think we've got enough missiles to actually beat the remainder of the Luftwaffe, to be honest. We'd have to go back and refuel and rearm several times, which, let's face it, probably isn't going to happen. So probably the Germans, which is rather annoying, and Fly is going to love that and I'm going to hate it, but I'm going to do my best. This is kind of like the Battle of Britain all over again, plus, what, 85 years, and stealth fighters instead of 109s and Spitfires. I will shut up in a minute, viewers, but one more thing to say is I've allowed the British to have their F-35s out first, rather than the Eurofighters, again, just responding to complaints of the last battle, where I did Typhoons before F-35s, and that's it. That's the best I can do, viewers. Welcome back. Fronts are now 120 nautical miles away from each other, getting towards max meteor range. When they fire, will be up to them. I've not stipulated they fire at max range or any range. They will fire when they want to to fire. I'm a little bit annoyed because I don't really get to control exactly where all these aircraft go. It all depends on their takeoff rates and stuff, which depends on the base and how they taxi and stuff like that. But the Germans have kind of got a little prong out ahead here, whereas the British have kind of gone three-way. These guys, and these guys in a big wave, which is absolutely not how you should use F-35s. It's going to be a complete waste of F-35s, but it's too late. It's done now, so suck it up. 100 miles away, someone's going to loose off some missiles soon. Is it going to be the Brits or is it going to be the Germans? In terms of missiles, we're using Meteor, maximum speed, Mark 4. It's kind of a sustainer, air-breathing missile. Most of its time it'll be around Mark 2. Within 19 nautical miles, and no one's fired yet, and that's because, well, presumably they're waiting. Well, in fact, I take it back. The Eurofighters can't see the F-35s until within about 18 miles. The F-35s very much can see the Eurofighters. The Eurofighters do have a reduced radar cross-section, but the way we have everything set up, they'll still be seen at 80-plus miles because they're not... Well, they're not fully stealthy, and they've got loads of weapons. And who's firing? Meteor fired at over 90 miles. It's going to do its thing. It's not going to go too high and max out at about 50,000 feet because it needs its air pressure to breathe, obviously. Quick check of the overview, viewers. Let's have a look at bases. We are 15 minutes into simulation. It's all going to go very quickly. There is our limited supply of fighters. Hence, British Prime Minister, please invest a little more. Interestingly, we've just bought 12 new Eurofighters. Sorry, F-35s in our country. And they are nuclear variants, or ones that can carry nuclear bombs and missiles. So, interesting. More missiles out from F-35, firing from their stealth bay. Remember, they carry 2 Meteors each and 2 AMRAAMs. 5 missiles out from blue now, 6 missiles out from blue. No response from Eurofighters of Germany, of course, because they can't see the F-35s at this range. That's the one advantage we have, and we must, if we are to do some damage, use those F-35s wisely, which I slightly worry we're not. We're just sending them in lump. I am lump of F-35. You see the Meteors almost being overtaken by the F-35s, and that's because they are not the fastest missile in the world. They top out a Mark 4, but 90% of the time it's being done less than the Mark 4. Hopefully first kill coming in. We've got a red missile out. This guy here has got within firing range of an F-35, which is very disappointing to see. I would have much preferred it if the F-35s just launched at 100 bloody miles like they're supposed to, but again, I don't really want to tie their hands. This guy's being chased down, but the Eurofighter is a notoriously powerful aircraft. One down, pop. First blood to Britain, and the Eurofighter is F-35 is about to get it, unfortunately, but that's kind of a him problem. Will the rearming work? We've got a merge, which is disappointing, and possibly a friendly fire. No friendly fire. Merge, didn't even see him. They've just not taken this guy out. It's very disappointing to see the stupidity of AI. That is almost certainly going to be an F-35 down. No, stealth worked beautifully, and a Meteor's taken him down. Or not, kinematically evaded. We've got this guy in the hen house, and he has the ability to cause all sorts of problems as these... Jesus H. Corbett. F-35's absolutely doing unfinished. Here, these guys have got coverage here from Meteors, just from the best macro view at the moment. That guy's plugging Meteors into F-35A. That F-35A appears to be RTBing, as I requested him. Just die, Hans! For God's sake, Hans freaking Gruber smashing that guy down there, but Meteors are now self-sustaining and will track this guy. This guy here... I don't know if it's RTBing or not. I'm interested whether it works. This guy here tracked by yet another Meteor. Will he beat it? Hoffentlich nicht. Practice my German today. Right, so far 4 Eurofighters down and no F-35s down. Lots of F-35s shot at, disappointingly, but the stealth did what it needed to do to beat them, so I'm happy about that. Meteors still on power, only 1,000 knots. Why? Because it was shot low, it was shot slow, and a Meteor doesn't function like that. You got to shoot it high, 40,000 feet supersonically. You really want it to... God damn it! Showed all his non-stealthy bits to that missile and failed, which is disappointing. 5 Eurofighters down to 1 F-35 down. And they've got themselves reorganising, in they go, but they're down to AIM-120 now, which against the Meteor is not so good. Bearing in mind it's a 1990s variant, it's not a modern 100-mile variant. And there you go, there's the problem. You see, they've let the Eurofighters get within Meteor range, and here they come. It's a difficult one, viewers. It's a difficult one. F-35B can only carry 2 long-range missiles with the rules that we set. If you want to change those rules... You know, I'm only doing them because of what you said. If you want to change those rules, I'm happy to change them. But you complained that they've got too many premium missiles, so I changed the premium missiles. Alright, look at them, trying to outrun a Meteor. One plane, no, we're not trying to outrun a Meteor in, it's an F-35. They are too slow. Again, showing all his non-stealthy bits to it. That's bad, bad, bad. 2 damn F-35s down. I mean, 8 Eurofighters down, I like. God damn it. That guy's evaded. Oh, come on. Just do good. Just do better. All I ask. God damn it. 4 down? Really? 4? It's all their own fault. They're playing badly. And they've sort of got in this weird position where that guy's RTB, look. They're out of ammo. They got out of ammo. And the Eurofighters just weren't in enough, quick enough to relieve them for reasons. Tactics. It was tactics were wrong. They went in there, they ran themselves out of ammo, and now they're all going to die. This is what I said about rearming and refueling, viewers. I'll do it if you want, but AI is just not really smart enough to understand what you're asking them to do. If they were humans, they would have fired a couple of missiles and stayed further back so that they can refuel safely. These are AI, they will just charge in and run out of ammo and, you know, whatever you've got here. And we'll get shot down and slain. Yeah, we're fighting now with AMRAAMs, they're fighting now with meteors, even against, you know, an asymmetric... That guy's going, he's out of fuel. No, he's not. Sorry, it's a Eurofighter. And don't get me wrong, this is a fine weapon. It will kill a baddie within 40 miles, but it's 90s tech, and it cannot compete with a 2020s Meteor. And we see the F-35 stuck in a Meteor storm. It's hunting some poor F-35 down that should have got out of friggin' Dodge. Because... if you were a human and you're in a situation being plastered by meteors, look, and his mate's dying all around him, literally dying all around him, what would you do if you wanted to RTB? You'd turn your afterburners on, get low, and get out of there quick. And you'd be invulnerable if you did that. AI just don't get it. They don't get it. Not smart enough to do that. And so they'll just flap around like this and get shot at and die. One of the reasons I tend not to use this dynamic rearming, viewers, it don't really work. In fact, if anything, it puts them in between a rock and a hard place because they don't want to fight, because they want to RTB, and they don't really, you know, they don't commit to either, is what I'm trying to say. That said, there are some RTBing. You, RTB. You are RTB. You are RTB. You are RTB. So 4 got away. But it's stupid. 20,000 feet. They'll just get a meteor shot at their butt. Eurofighters all getting shot at long range. We've lost 3 British Eurofighters. Problem now is the F-35s haven't done a good enough job. If they would have taken 40 Eurofighters out, they would have done their job, but they haven't. Is that friendly fire? No. They've taken, well, almost none out. Ah, balls. Big fat balls, cakes, viewers. There aren't any stealth planes, really. They have stealth fighters in DCS, and so DCS doesn't really know what to do with stealth fighters. It sort of just treats them like 4th-gen fighters. Which is where you need humans, but humans won't drive modern planes, so I'm kind of stuck, again, a rock and a hard place. So 5th-gen is simply not as effective as it would be in real life. I'm sure you're all aware of this. You've been watching WarGames as long as I've been making them, pretty much. We've got the Germans firing some old AMRAAMs at really slow, vulnerable F-35s at medium altitude. Stupid. What I need is an option to say combat rearming. At the moment, I've got rearm. I can select rearm, and he will do this. I need combat rearming, where they fly home with their friggin' afterburners on at 500 feet until they're out of the battle area. So I would say, viewers, what we've done is by doing the request and making them rearm, we've hampered the British, and probably we've lost more than we would have lost if we didn't ask them to rearm. That would be my guess. Chase that German. Goodbye, Mr. Gruber. 17... Oh, God, that's terrible. 17 Germans down to 14 British down. Another F-35 decided to refuel 9 miles from a hostile, 10 miles from a hostile at 200 knots, 33,000 feet. Well, do we think that's going to end well for him? I would suggest that probably won't end well for him. I suggest we probably don't do any more dynamic refueling, viewers. Going over him, they've managed not to see him, and smash! Bit of coverage from the Eurofighters. Okay, finally the British Typhoons are getting involved, but it's a bit late because most of the F-35s have been shot down. That said, we haven't lost all of them. There were 19, and 7 are down, so 19, so 12 are still up. I just can't see them. This guy is literally right behind this F-35, can't see him, and it's just shooting straight over him. Beating his missile somehow. And look, coverage. Finally, the Eurofighters are in. Now, if the Eurofighters were here... Oh, wow. 24 minutes in, 25 minutes in. The Eurofighters were here 10 minutes earlier. They could have responded and saved the F-35s as they were becoming weak on missiles. So, it's a timing issue. And again, I don't really have control of that, viewers. They take off when they want to take off, at the rate that they want to take off. 22 Germans down to 14 British down. 15 British down. Leave him alone. He's already dead. No, 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 no. Damn it. 16 British down to 24 Germans and 17. Come on, what is this? All of a sudden, the Luftwaffe's meteors are coming out of the woodwork, as it were. They tend to go in like barrages, big salvos of meteors. Obviously, the best missile here, the meteor. Although not infallible, frigging Wing Commander Josh Whittingham just smashed that meteor. This guy, not so much. 18 British down to 25 Luftwaffe pilots down. All we've got in response is these mean, crappy old AMRAAMs. Ah, you're crappy, you don't even track. What about you, Meteor? That's a bit better. 25 Germans down to 18. I should say 25 Bosch down to 19 Tommies down. Smacky boom boom. The Germans have fired. Now here's something interesting. The Germans have fired 57 long-range missiles. We fired 106 long-range missiles. No one's fired any close-range missiles because they just haven't been in those parameters. Why have we fired so many? It was the F-35s allowed us to fire more missiles initially. What would really have helped is if the F-35s were allowed to carry 4 meteors. That would really have helped because once they got into AMRAAMs, they became essentially useless as compared to the Eurofighters. What the hell is that guy doing? Oh my god, he's doing an air show. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you an air show. That is some weird ass flying. Gotcha. 28 Bosch down to 20 Tommies down. I'm not happy about that. Please be friendly fire. Ah! Let's check our reserves. We are 20. God, it's gone quick. 27 minutes into the sim so far. Oh my god, the British are almost finished. Oh my god, all break. Country is so terrible. We've only got 70. Look, we've got here 75. This is all we had today. Germans have had whatever, well over 100, 115. And look, they're barely getting into their reserves. On the plus side, their tornadoes are now taking off. Look. Haha, I can't wait for the friggin' defenseless tornadoes to take off. Anyway, I don't think we're going to get that far. 28 Germans down. There's a bit of a slowdown in proceedings as waves... Oh, there's a big wave. I wonder why the British come in waves like that. It's weird, isn't it? Everything, I should say, is set equal in every way, mirrored. However, it doesn't really seem to be benefiting us at the moment. We've fired 120 missiles. Germans have fired 70. New salvo of meteors. He gets his salvo off there, which is a bit frustrating. You can literally just fire them and let them guide themselves from miles away. They're very frustrating missiles to try and fight against. As humans, very frustrating, which is probably why my humans don't want to fight against them. However, not infallible. Is it going to take an old 1990s AMRAAM to do the freaking job of a meteor? I suspect so. Where the hell is he? It's turned around. Gonna hit some oh, there you go. 30 Germans down to 22 British. It's not enough. We need a huge kill deficit. And we are being chased down by frigging Gruber missiles. Leave him alone. He's already down. Didn't even get a chance to freaking eject. 31 Germans down to 23 British down. And I'm not happy. Well, at least 10 F-35. Leave us alone! God damn it. 10 F-35s are still alive, so I guess that's a good question mark. Stop it! Defeated. Now, humans are better at dodging missiles than AI. Humans will go down to 200 feet. Much easier to dodge a missile. Go down, but here's the thing, viewers. In the long run, it doesn't actually necessarily help you. Once you've gone down to 200 feet, you become almost combat ineffective. And you're going to burn all your fuel down there. So, even if I had... whatever it is, 200 humans to play, that it wouldn't make that much difference in terms of the dynamic ability to beat missiles and stuff like that. So they go down, they've used their fuel, they're being pressured down by more missiles, that's the end. They lose all of their range of their own missiles. Oh god damn it, we've nearly killed as many Brits as Germans. Could not get any worse. You know, Brit, I can only apologise, viewers. I've done the best I could, or the best of what I was asked of me. That meteor looks suspiciously like friendly fire. It's not. It's just a terribly fired missile from a really... I think this F-35s are slowing sending meteors out at 200 knots and wondering why they don't work. This is going a bit faster now. I am depressed. How many have we... Only 30 for Eurofighters. They've got 71. We've got 40 Eurofighters to go. We dodged their round. We're going to hit them. Come on, hit him. Good. Everything's at the same. I say skill level. Everything's at max skill level today. Although it doesn't look at it sometimes, but it is. Trust me, it's as good as it can possibly get. Another AMRAAM. AMRAAMs are doing a lot of kills at the moment, actually, which is kind of surprising, but I'll take what I can get at the moment. 34 Germans down, 35 Germans down to 29 of us down. Meteor's coming at long range here. I'm worried about our supply lines now because, look, we've got our last Eurofighter lining up. And I love a Eurofighter. It's a great plane, but the problem is it's essentially nullified because the baddies have Eurofighters. Die. Yeah. Get some frigging Stockholm Syndrome. This guy's just launched all of his missiles. I give you all of my missiles. And twice the speed of sound. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Missile defeated. Jesus, he really has put every missile out. He's going to shoot my entire friggin' squadron down. Maximum frustration because we refuse to fire friggin' meteor at him. Definite maximum frustrating going on. My goodness. Bollocks! Chase that friggin' monkfish down. Chase him down now. Or as the Northern Irish say, annoy. Gotcha. 37 Germans down to 32 British down. The deficit is too small. Chase him. Got him. 38 Germans down to 32 British down. Oh, a beautiful salvo of meteors. I am a beautiful salvo of meteors. They fired 102 missiles at us. We fired 146. Amazingly, no ASRAMs and no whatever. The missiles have been so deadly that dogfights just haven't happened. So dogfight missiles simply haven't been used. In terms of money, $5 billion US dollars. This cost Germany, $4 billion to Britain. Now I wonder why, viewers. Well, the Eurofighter is an extremely expensive aircraft. So I guess it's not surprising. Problem is, when you make your own aircraft in moderately small numbers, it's extremely expensive. See the, what's it called? The French Dassault Rafale at nearly 200 million per aeroplane. It's ridiculous. They need to start exporting some more of those suckers and get those costs down. 42 Germans down to 32. We've opened up a deficit of 4, and I don't think it's going to last, is it? Yes, good dodge. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Pop him one. Come on, pop him one. 43 Germans down to 30. Smash! Damn, that one missed. What about that? What about that? 44 Germans down. Deficit of 12. Okay, that's cheered me up a tiny bit, but all of our men, our beautiful men and ladies, come on, beat it. I give you the power of the Eurofighter Typhoon, viewers. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Henry Kissinger all over my face. Our first dogfight. And it's got no, it's an F-35, so it's got no dogfight missiles. God damn it. You're meant to be RTBing. Has he already... Oh, good lord, help me. We got some bad pilots today. F-35, first F-35 is landing! How about that, Viewington, Wooington, Booingtons? Germans have just really come back with a big smashy, smashy, boom, boom. Yeah, I said it's smashy, smashy, boom, boom. Damn you. Oh, come on. What the hell was that? You know what I see? Cheating. German cheating, viewers. Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus. 12 deficit. It's gone to 5. And more German missiles in the air than us. Crap. Now, how we dodged a missile like that, but somehow we did. Oh, God. 45 to 40. And look. They've got infinite Eurofighters still airborne. And when I said infinite, I mean freaking infinite. Still shooting missiles at 100 miles. God damn you, Hans. Tornadoes are up for what it's worth. I am a tornado. If you're going to say, why don't the ECRs, the jamming ones, jam air-to-air? I don't think that's possible. I think ECR is only actually used for anti-ground jamming. I'm happy to be corrected there. But I don't think they're like growlers from America. Guys exchanging 1990s missiles. This is a bit more like it would look like in real life, viewers. The most of our missiles are going to be AIM-120Bs, maybe some AIM-120Cs. Cost to Germany, $6.1 billion. Cost to Britain, $5.5 billion. At least our economy is slightly not as damaged, question mark. And we'll create lots of new jobs, completely starting our air force from scratch, question mark. Even though we'll just buy them from USA, question mark. I heard rumours that since Putin's aggression, more European countries are going to start remanufacturing from scratch Eurofighters. Is there any credence to that, viewers? Let me know, please. Look, there's a British Eurofighter being chased down by German Eurofighter there. You are funny. Your funny art all belong to me. I've got a friend who used to make Eurofighter nose cones and other parts. And he's got some super funny stories, viewers. This guy being chased by a 1990s missile. Your technology are all 35 years old. 48 Germans down to 43 British down. And we need to do much better than that. Meteor coming in. Oh, come on! Why are my pilots so bad? Ah, finally! An Iris-T. Oh no, we fired 2 Iris-Rams, look. We fired 2 Iris-Rams and 1 Iris-T. 1 Chinese Iris-T. These Germans are all pluggy boom boom with their German meteors. Ach, Hans, I see baddie vaddies. Shoots them. About the extent of my German at the moment, viewers. So far, 49 Germans down to 45 British, and the deficit keeps getting smaller and smaller, which doesn't make any sense at all, because you've got the same damn planes. Literally the same damn plane. Is it because of the wind? Have I put a wind on that slightly favours the Germans? Or are the Germans actually just cheating? Do they have the cheat mode on? What is this guy doing? What are you doing? Why does DCS do this nowadays? I know. I'll use the high alpha pass that are specifically only useful for bloody air shows to do my major combating. Big salvo of meteors there. That mildly cheers me up, but really mildly, viewers. Okay, good news is I sort of see an end to the German Eurofighters coming in here and here. Let's have a look at that. Meteor overtaking an AMRAAM. By AMRAAM. You should have purchased me. Or me. Question to you, viewers. I've already asked this before. Why aren't there more ducted ramjet type, ramjet, scramjet missiles? Why aren't they all like that? In fact, I know this because we talked about this before. Because although they have excellent performance, because they're very high maintenance, it's like having a very fast but high maintenance car. It means you can only really use them locally, or it's harder to use them. America tends to fight away from its borders, obviously. It never fights in America. So Meteor type missile wouldn't be as useful because it would be much harder to maintain the missiles than, say, in the middle of Afghanistan, right? So they wouldn't be a very useful weapon there. But Brits and Europeans tend to arm up for self-defense only. Oh, God damn it. For better or for worse. And so we can have this kind of ducted scramjet weapon because it's just going to sit in a perfect clean room. ASRAAM. Right? I'm pretty sure that's right, viewers. I guess there's also cost, development cost, blah, 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 blah. Which begs the question, Russia tends to arm up for self-defense. So why does Russia have this type of technology? Anyway, I've been yapping away and loads of killing's been done, so I apologise, viewers. I missed it as ever. But interesting science is interesting science. Look at that reacquirement. I will reacquire you. ASRAAM chasing this German down. Oh, 58 Germans down. Come on, make it 59. I want 59. Your missile are all to 1984 for me. Modernised, but still a 1984 missile. Balls. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Or is it? Right, so we've got flight of Eurofighters, flight of Eurofighters, flight of Eurofighters, 4 flights of German Eurofighters, we've got 2 flights of British Eurofighters, plus whatever the hell you're doing. Again, welcome to DCS. There's no reason why they do that, by the way. They can change their mind at any point and get out of that weird stall. It's them, it's what they want to do for reasons. So they've got 1 extra flight of Eurofighters. I'm amazing it's come down to be so close. I guess there was some use of the F-35s. Also, we've got F-35s being chased amazingly home by Eurofighters. So they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 F-35 survived, and they're really annoyingly and seemingly slowly taxiing to refuel and rearm. So I guess that's good, assuming it works. I've got, no way of really testing it properly. So we'll see. God, they're about to wipe out this flight here. Jennings' flight here from Slough are coming in. Pretty sure we don't have an airbase at Slough, but I thought I would say it anyway. Coningsby, no, they've only got 2 fighter bases in my entire country, viewers. British, that is, Coningsby and, oh my god, I've forgotten the other one. Oh, the Scottish one. Help me, I've forgotten. You got Supercat. You know the one I mean, right at the top of Scotland, where they used to intercept the bears. And I've been to Coningsby before. Really interesting. Massive base. Huge. All the Eurofighters in the world. By which I mean is not very many, because we don't have very many. Right, 2 flights versus 2 flights. Not quite sure how that happened. 63 Germans down to 54 American, British. Jesus, 44 minutes. Where does that time go? I have literally no idea what happens at this point. It looks like almost amazingly, you could not script this, I know that scripting missions and dogfights is the way to do DCS, but these are 100% not scripted. And look, it's almost worked out perfectly, Eurofighter per Eurofighter, he says, as the goodies get smashed. Oh, come on! Flying like a numpty. This guy's still being numpty. See, like I told you, they can get out of it whenever they like. A bit late now, because you've probably got meteors coming towards you. We've got our meteors coming in. And this guy's RTB finally is out of frigging missiles. No, he's not. He's just out of pride. His German pride has been severely dented. Well, this is going to be a much longer video than I thought hoped it was going to be, viewers. 45 minutes plus the intro, but I'm trying to get the video short, viewers. I'm being heavily punished for all sorts of reasons at the moment, and video length is a major problem. Anything above about 12 minutes means you can proportionally decrease the amount of views you get. And I don't mean the views as in you get a choice of clicking on it or not. I mean videos will not even be shared to you. It's called reach, and your reach, who you can reach, is diminished proportionately. So yeah, I just massively shot myself in the foot. One of the many reasons why we probably haven't got much longer to do this, viewers, unless anyone wants to send me millions of pounds, which I'm most welcome to do, viewers. But it has to be millions. And it has to be pounds. Good shot. Amazingly, look at this guy. Why? Just why? Amazingly, and I don't know how this has happened, I believe we've won the fighter war. Because look, out. They've got 2 fighters left. I mean, you know when I said 2, I mean 1. 1 fighter left who's spammed all of his missiles out. But still, he's about to get slain. What's that? I would say, I'm going to annoy the internet here. Amazing British training. As well as that, copious amounts of tea breaks and biscuits. Which Germans don't have, they're too efficient. They may have some Spätzle, they may have some Schnitzel, but what they don't have is tea and biscuit breaks. Which is also probably why we won the war. Had to mention the war at some point. Just don't mention the war, viewers. Oh, he's being chased by an old 90s missile. I am defeated you. He's going to get an old 90s missile on the face. Come on, get rid of friggin'... Too tired to think of any German names today. Oh god, he ran his face into the ground. Last German going down. Boom, gotcha. Right, this is a kind of a strange place to be in. Now we're in a weird position where we've got millions of tornadoes coming, but they have no radar, so they can't see anything. So they will fight. I did a little test. I put one, 10 miles away from a Eurofighter, and it shot the Eurofighter down. You can see it going into combat now. But what they won't have is kind of, that amazing 80-mile radar that the others have. So, and plus they're about to get a friggin' meteor at the chop. So what happens now? Cost $8.8 billion to break Germany, and $7.9 billion to... Isn't that like massively bigger than our entire economies? It is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I've forgotten, viewers. Stuff is hard to think about. Well, amazingly, tornadoes dodged meteors where Eurofighters couldn't. So yay, tornado. They do actually have jammers on them, by the way. They've got jammers, they've got chaff pods, flare pods, whatever. Quite powerful jammers as well that they probably will be using. Doesn't beat 90 a sec though, does it, sir? Ha 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 ha. Put their wings back, they can accelerate as well. Interesting engine on it, RB199, viewers. Not very powerful, but very robust. With reverse thruster buckets, Rolls-Royce. Pretty decent engine. Designed to be rugged and reliable over high performance. Right, what is he doing? 104 knots. Why do the Germans have to high alpha pass everywhere? What is it about the German psyche? Fly will have to... A brand new Eurofighter coming in from nowhere with all of his missiles. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the hell that's going on there. Boom, gotcha. No fire from tornadoes yet, but, they are obviously heavily outclassed at the moment. All right. Worst dogfight ever. Whatever's going on here. No one sees anyone. We can probably start speeding it up now, viewers. Let's see the Germans. Please stop sending tornadoes out. Look at that. That's what we call a 3-in-1 bonus, viewers. Unless they just miss. Okay. 8 tornadoes down. And no tornadoes are fired back yet. And this tornado's landed. No, it's a Eurofighter's landed. Is he going to try and rearm? Azram. Wow, those tornadoes are tough beasts. Ha! Right. You told me they didn't have a radar! I see no reason why that couldn't fly, viewers. No reason at all. Your stability is not important with supersonic aircraft. I hate to say it, viewers, but this may be a draw, right? Because we have got left 10 modern of our fighters versus 35 tornadoes. So the question is, who would win, 10 modern fighters or 35 tornadoes? Maybe, I don't know. You may have to just make your own assumption out of this, viewers. Probably the British. But that said, you could say that while the British were heading away, the tornadoes would just catch them up and shoot them down, or bomb their base. So I don't know. It may simply be a draw. Also, I found where the F-35s have gone. Pilots have jumped out, and these guys may still be rearming. I just don't know. Yes, they are rearming, and they're heading back out again. It worked, sort of. And don't get me wrong, two crashing into each other on landing is pretty effing stupid, but they rearmed. It works. I'm happy as Larry, I think. Although I'm pretty sure they're about to get bombed by tornadoes. We've got an end to the tornadoes as well. Phew. Well, this is a weird one. It's just a weird one, viewers. Put this up, see how far we can push it. New computer, please. Viewers, when you send me those millions of pounds, can you send me a new computer as well? Things just keep getting freaking weirder and freaking weirder. No, I think the Germans are going to... Germans have got this. Look how they've still got a whole air force of tornadoes. Oh, look, he's going to shoot us down. No, he's not. Can't see us. Can see us. Can see us. Yikes! Missile away. All Eurofighters shot down apart from friggin' Douchey McGee. It's still going on. It's still going on. And this guy's just going to RTB, and it's just going to be an endless cycle of stupidity from here on, I'm afraid, viewers. Well, every single plane here was set to rearm and come back and rearm, by the way. Yeah. I've kind of lost interest at this point, viewers. I'm an hour and 10 minutes in. It's been fun, and rearming is working. But, you know, they're going to take off, shoot 2 down, and then go and rearm again. And it's going to be a very boring 8 hours for me. I mean, who wins this? Probably the Germans, because it takes us so long to turn these guys around. And the Germans, if they had working radars, would probably just come and bomb our base at this point, if you actually, you know, care about a result. But we put up a sterling thing, and I'm happy to welcome any other result that you guys think. I think that's the end of our recording, though. It was fun either way. Let me know your thoughts, and bye-bye.